What's up, for today we are doing a video about blending scene fashion with gal fashion. Both have flashy aesthetics and they are loud. They demand eye-catching hair looks and showing personality through clothing. Let's get straight into it. Okay, so let's start with hair. Scene hair is usually side swept, feathered, voluminous in a variety of colors. So I have, right now my haircut has some slight layering, but it's not extremely feathered or choppy or razor cut because I wanted to keep my hair length for other styles that I wanted to do. And of course the bow is an iconic part of the scene girl style. You can find those in a lot of stores, like stores that sell clothing and also accessories. So look around, find yourself a bow. But I will say that I was using this dye. So this is Good Dye Young in Blue Ruin. It is an electric blue color, very vivid when it's freshly on. Now I applied this 6 months ago, so 6 months later it has faded to a light blue green or green, and I would say the longevity of this dye I really admire, because in the past when I have done pinks, for example, that totally fades out in about a week. But yes, so your mileage will vary if you want to dye your hair. I have had good experiences with this brand, but part of the joy of doing these kind of styles is just DIY, trying whatever, learning to cut your own hair, and yeah, it's fun. So let me get into today's outfit. So this necklace is from ASOS. I have not shopped from them in a while, so I don't know if I recommend them, but they used to sell cheap jewelry. This t-shirt is from JJ's. That's available in shopping centres around Australia. The skirt is from Zara. As well, I'm wearing Nike Air Force Ones. They are comfortable. They do last quite a while through washes and such, so I do recommend them. So following on with the DIY kind of theme, today we're also going to make, with some fabric, some arm warmers. So I'm not an expert with sewing, I don't have an overlocker. I will be using zigzag stitch with some stretch jersey, and we will jump on the sewing machine and give that a try. So the items you will need would be your scissors, your pins, and your thread. So measuring my arm, I have decided I'm going to do 12.5 centimeters by 45 centimeters. Now, depending on your arm, you want to measure your own arm and come up with your own dimensions and sizing, but also think about how tight you want it, or whether you want some of it to bunch up, if you want it to be totally smooth, or you want some stacking creases. So I've gone ahead and made an actual pattern because I prefer to just cut around a pattern pinned to the fabric. This is 45 centimeters for my length that I want, and 12.5 centimeters for the width. So as you can see here, the pattern is pinned to the fabric. There's 4 layers of fabric, so I'm cutting them all at once, and I will now use the scissors, cut around it, and we will then start pinning and sewing. So now we have 4 pieces of the same dimensions, these rectangles. They will be pinned right sides facing, and then we'll get into sewing them. So now we have pinned the fabric right sides facing for each arm warmer. Now what we'll be doing is doing a zigzag stitch on the long edge of both, and then turning up a hem on the short ends, also with zigzag stitch. So I'm using the zigzag stitch that is in between the smallest one and the largest one, because I don't want it to be too large or too small, so I'm using this one. So now we have our arm warmer. We have zigzagged a hem and it's joined on the long sides. Okay, so now we have the 2 arm warmers finished, and we will try them on. So we have the finished product, the arm warmers. They can extend to your t-shirt sleeve or not. And as you can see, there's more space at the wrist, but it becomes tighter around the upper arm, which is alright. It is a type of style. There you have it, arm warmers. I will sign off here and say that I will see you in the next video.